Okay, we need to talk about something incredibly tough. Police have just released documents that are giving us our first real look inside the horrific attack at Bondi Beach. So let's go through what these files actually reveal step by step.
And the human cost, it's just staggering. 15 people lost their lives that day. Dozens more were injured. Countless lives were just changed forever in a single moment.
Just picture the scene. It was December 14th, a Hanukkah celebration at one of Australia's most iconic locations, Bondi Beach. A public gathering, a moment of joy, that turned into an absolute scene of terror.
So this is the key claim, right from the official police fact sheet. They're saying this wasn't some spontaneous act of violence. It was, and I'm quoting them here, meticulously planned. So the big question is, how did that planning happen?
Well, our understanding of all of this comes directly from that police fact sheet, which was just made public. It details all the evidence investigators have managed to piece together, and it traces the path that led to the attack. And these documents name the two people police allege are responsible. Naveed Akram, he's 24, survived the attack, and is now facing 15 counts of murder. His father, Sajid Akram, was the second gunman, and he was shot and killed by police at the scene.
All right, so we know who police believe is responsible. Now let's get into the how. How did they allegedly prepare for this? The documents lay out a really chilling timeline, and we're going to walk through it piece by piece. And that's really the question on everyone's mind, right? How could an attack of this magnitude be planned, seemingly right under everyone's noses? Well, the police files suggest a very clear, very deliberate path.
So here's the timeline at a glance. The trail actually begins 2 months earlier, back in October, with ideological declarations and firearms training. From there, it moves to a reconnaissance visit just 2 days before the attack itself on December 14th.
Okay, let's break this down even more. The police file basically lays out 4 distinct phases of preparation, and it all starts with establishing their motive.
So, step 1. Police found a video from October. It apparently shows the two men standing in front of an Islamic State flag. And in that video, they allegedly state their motivations and specifically condemn what they call the acts of Zionists. This video is really the foundation of the terror charge.
And this is where things move from just ideology to actual physical action. In separate footage, also from October, police say the two are seen firing shotguns, moving in a tactical way, out in a rural area. So this wasn't just talk, this was practice.
Then, get this, just 48 hours before the attack, CCTV footage actually places them at the scene. Police allege this footage, which shows them walking on the exact same footbridge where the shooting began, is clear evidence of on-site recon and final planning. And then, in the very early hours of December 14th, the day of the attack, they're caught on camera again. This time, they're leaving their rental property, and they're carrying what police describe as long and bulky items wrapped in blankets. It's believed this was their arsenal. So what were those bulky items? Let's take a closer look at the ideology they were operating under and the disturbing arsenal they allegedly put together for this attack. Well, the police documents lay it all out. Their arsenal was pretty substantial. It included 2 shotguns, a powerful Beretta rifle, 4 homemade bombs or IEDs, and 2 IS flags that were later found inside their vehicle.
And this detail, it really shows you the crude but incredibly deadly nature of their plans. The IEDs included 3 pipe bombs and one that's described specifically as a tennis ball bomb. Police say these were thrown at the crowd, but thankfully they failed to detonate. Just their presence alone suggests an intent to cause the maximum, most indiscriminate harm possible.
The attack itself was a single horrific event, but its impact, that continues to ripple outwards, and it's kicked off this intense national debate about security, about rights, and really about the future of the country. In the immediate aftermath, you had the Prime Minister formally apologizing to the Jewish community for the rise in anti-Semitism, and he pledged to bring in new laws to target extremism and hate speech.
But, as you can imagine, these proposed changes are really controversial. On one side, you have the government pushing for tougher gun laws and new restrictions on protests. And on the other, you have pro-gun advocates and civil rights groups raising serious concerns about what this could mean for civil liberties.
New South Wales Premier Chris Manns kind of summed up the government's position on this. He acknowledged that, yeah, some people might feel these changes go too far, but he argued they are necessary to keep the community safe. And that's really the central tension of this whole debate.
And so all of this,
It leaves us with one really big, difficult question. This attack has exposed serious vulnerabilities and has sparked a huge call for change. But as this debate unfolds, the challenge is this. How does a nation respond to such a profound tragedy without altering the fundamental values it stands for?